Hi, I'm Rod Heron, owner and operator of Heron Enterprises.
How would you prepare for a speech to a wide audience or even a small group of people?
Well, I'd probably handwrite and get it all laid out on paper and edit it to the point where it sounds pretty much the way I want it to sound and roll, and then I would just read it over and over and over until I had it memorized, and then from that point I would address whatever it is that I'm doing. Small groups, large groups, all pretty much the same.
How, when you're giving a speech, how would you get your point across more poignantly than other speeches?
The right information. Basically, any type of address, you're going to have a time when people can ask questions in regards to the material, and you just really need to know the material. If you go into it anything halfway, you're not going to be prepared. So just make sure you have all of your facts.
When an employee comes to you and gives you an idea, how do you react, and if it's a good idea or a bad idea? So let's say if it's a good idea, how would you react?
If it's a good idea, yeah, excellent. Let's look at it as far as implementation and see the viability of it. And we got to do a little bit of a group discussion over it. I may be the owner of the company, but it's a company which is made up of a variety of people, and if you're working within the company, we all work together. So yeah, we're going to take good ideas and we're going to take bad ideas. We're going to listen to them all, and the ones that have viability and we can implement and it's going to benefit the company, yes, we'll definitely integrate the good ideas.
When it's a group decision, do you like to go for a majority rule, or do you decide the final?
Well, at the end of the day, I have to decide. I am the final decision maker. Why? Because at the end of the day, all the responsibility falls on my head. However, I definitely will listen to the overall group, and 90% of the time, it boils down to the group as a whole, because we all have investment into this company, be it time or a monetary investment. We will try to look at it as a whole, as a group, and if it's a great idea and we can implement it, wonderful. If I, for whatever reason, a lot of times it's monetary, because I am the one that has to make sure this business isn't here just today, but also here tomorrow. And some ideas may have to be put on the back burner due to economics. So yeah, at the end of the day, I have to make the final decision, because the responsibility falls on me to make sure all these people have a job tomorrow.
Have you noticed a difference with males and females in the workplace? Are females more organized and just stuff like that?
Oh, most definitely. Females generally are more organized, more driven, more willing to follow certain directions. In my business and in a lot of different companies that other people that I work with, women are a very, very strong factor or strong agents in the employee field. They're good leaders as well.
Now, are men more lenient to go for what you say, or do they buck you more, or what's the benefit of men?
I don't know. I guess in what I do, most of them are generally younger. Young males generally have a more of a cockier attitude, more of they don't like to be told when they're wrong. So you gotta sometimes, you gotta coddle them a little more. They're a little more sensitive sometimes than the girls or the women. I think it's more of an age thing though, more than anything.
Say you were under somebody, what would you look for in a leader?
Basically somebody that sticks with what they say. If they say this is what we're gonna do and this is how we're gonna do it, and they stick to it. And if they are forced to change due to some unforeseen circumstance, they don't do it at the drop of a hat. They want to, for the most part, stick to the first plan and see it through. And that's kind of the leader that that I strive to be. Commitment, basically. If you're going to start a project, you need to commit to it wholeheartedly until that project is finished to completion. Because in the business world, when you start and stop without completion, you're just forming future bad habits. So yeah, in the business world, you have to start it and you have to complete it. Therefore, don't start it if you're not 100% sure. Once you've made the decision, hence the term of decision, you've decided it is going to be implemented and seen through to the very end. That's the kind of leader that I would gravitate towards.
Now, last question: do you see yourself as a more modern or traditional type of leader? The more traditional type of leader takes the stand, like doesn't allow too much creative input from the employees, and modern is a lot more lenient, and they take more.
I don't know. I guess I understand what you're saying. I'd almost have to answer that as both. For example, I definitely believe in creativity. I want all of my people to be creative, because I don't think anybody should have to stay in the position that they're in when they were first hired. Everything evolves. Everything in nature, as well as human beings, as well as companies. So in order for a company to live and be vibrant into the future, it has to be willing to evolve. And how else are you going to do that without new ideas, new visions, new ways of looking at something? However, that being said, I'm old school. Work is work sometimes. I definitely try to make it enjoyable, and I don't think work should be drudgery and something that you dread going to. However, I think it should be something that you understand that some days it isn't going to be fun. And those are the days when you have to, as the old saying goes, pull yourself up by your bootstraps and get the job done. And it's for the good of the company as well as yourself, because it's your future that you're building. Thank you very much.